Hi, I'm Rhonda Gaskins, broker Century 21 Lake Area Realty in the Lake Martin area. On average, our sales price are commanding a strong 96% of list price. Call me today and let me get started for you. 256-749-3644.
Well, it was certainly an honor. The day that I found out, my suite superintendent came over here to make the announcement in person, which I thought was really kind of her. And it is an honor to be recognized. Whatever you do, when your peers or the people that you work with recognize you, it's just pretty nice. Well, I think in any job that you work in, you always want to be really proactive. And so I'm used to thinking ahead. I'm always working to stay a step ahead. And this year, that has not been possible. I think a lot of times we're having to make reactive decisions, which no leader ever wants to do that. But that's why I feel like I've spent most of this year having to do that. And it's only because some of the things that I'm dealing with right now are things that I've never dealt with, and this is for all leaders, teachers, anybody in the education world right now. We're dealing with things we've never dealt with before. So we're having to make the decisions based on what's best for your campus or what's best for your students. And you really can't call somebody else, phone a friend to get some advice, because the decisions you're making are pretty specific to your campus only. So that's made it difficult. Well, luckily for us, we were on spring break last year. So our kids were already out of school. And that was a fortunate situation for us, but then it was unfortunate because a lot of our sister school systems around us were in school at the time, and they were able to quickly make work packets and send things home with their students and devices and things like that, where our kids were not in school at the time. So we had to quickly make some decisions. Everybody went remote immediately. We got set up on some of the online platforms, and Auburn City Schools were using WebEx because at the time Zoom was showing some security problems, so we chose to use WebEx. And our teachers quickly adapted. We provided 8 really solid weeks of instruction, and then we spent the last week celebrating what we had accomplished. And then as we moved into the summer months and we learned that this was going to continue to drag on longer than we had anticipated, we were able to give our parents a choice. Students could either do remote learning this semester, or they could choose in-person learning. So right now at my school, we have about 65% of our students here at school, and 35% of them are remote learners. So in each of my grade levels, we are a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade school. I have 2 teachers in each grade level doing remote learning, and the rest of them are traditional learning. One of the benefits was just giving parents the peace of mind to make the decision of how they wanted their children to learn. There's so many reasons why a student may have stayed home. It's not just fear of COVID, but it may be because they live with an elderly family member, or they may have some underlying conditions, or maybe their parents have underlying conditions. And so everybody just wanted to kind of tiptoe through this semester to see how things go. I think in our school in particular, and certainly in our school system, we've done a really solid job, but it was because that was one of the opportunities we had to be proactive. When we set things up, we have minimized movement in the school, and all of our students are masked up, and our teachers, our resource teachers, are traveling to classrooms instead of having students travel. So we don't have a lot of movement during the day in the building, which keeps kids contained, and I think that's helped keep our numbers really low here at our school. So that's been a plus. I cannot say enough about the great job our teachers have done here, and I think it's just a system. Our school system and the support that we've had. There are so many things that we put in place before school started. We have hand sanitizer, we have fogging disinfectant machines, we have gloves, we have masks. There were so many things that we put in place. Our teachers have done a fantastic job. We sanitize the desk throughout the day. Our custodians have done a fantastic job of making sure throughout the day that they're wiping down doorknobs and frequently accessed doors, like to restrooms and things. We vacuum, we fog, and it's a constant thing. It's not just done once a week. So I think all of those preventative measures have provided a really safe place for our students, picking up lunches, I mean, we had to think through every single little thing. Even our after-school program had to make some adjustments. So I think the collective effort of everybody, and I think everybody just being really committed to this thing that we have to do is got to be on a daily basis, not just, once or twice a week, but making sure that it's done frequently. So that's been good. Well, I think I grew up wanting to be a teacher. I played school at home. My mom bought me a chalkboard at an early age, and every day when I came home, I played teacher. I loved working with kids and with people. I babysat a lot. And I think I always knew that I wanted to be a school leader. It was always in my heart to work with a variety of people, and I think being a classroom teacher and building that classroom collaborative spirit and then taking that to the school level has what's brought joy to my heart. That is what's been hard about what we're doing right now, because every teacher's joy is to watch those light bulb moments when you see a kid learn something, when you've worked really hard to teach something and they finally get it. And right now we're missing out on some of those light bulb moments with our remote learners. But I think working with a variety of people, working with parents, that's one of the highlights of my job is the stakeholders, the people that have a vested interest in our community. Here at our school, we have a nickname. It's our hashtag Village on the Hill, because our school sits up on a hill, and we know it's not just what goes on in this brick and mortar building, but it is the community that stands behind us that keeps us successful and helps us to do the things that we do here. So I love, and I say that with all sincerity, I love what I do. It is a passion. I think any teacher would tell you that being a teacher is not just a job, it is who you are as an individual. It is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job, and you never leave it. You're constantly thinking about it. You're working to do a better job at what you do. And we do have to adapt and quickly change. And what I love most about it is no 2 days are the same. Like when I walk in this door every day and put my things down, I don't know what the day is going to be like. And those good surprises and some challenging surprises are what keep you fresh. It keeps you motivated, it keeps you engaged. And I know the importance of what we do here is we are building leaders. We're not just teaching kids, and that's one of the things I love about where I work. This man behind me, Colonel Lewis Andrew Pick, is who we built this school on, and we knew he was a colonel in the Army. He was a leader, and we knew that we wanted to build this school on the foundation of leadership. So we know that we're not just teaching children academic curriculum, but we are growing leaders, and we are growing people who are going to go out into this community one day and change the world. And that, having a piece of that in any kid's life is so exciting. The other fun part about it, and I'm experiencing that right now, and I'm going to show my age, but I have kids in my school right now, and their parents were in my class years ago. So I am now teaching the kids of some of the kids that I taught. So watching them grow up and have their own families is also very rewarding for any educator, but certainly for me, having been here in Auburn City Schools this is now my 26th year.